whereby some work that you were doing, it's not happening or you have a break. So what you can do is you allocate about 15-20 minutes every day. And with that 15-20 minutes, what happens is when you go through the course, you will see that you need about 15-20 minutes to complete one lesson. So if you do one lesson every day, you should be able to complete the course in 1 month. Now, say you can't allocate 15-20 minutes every day. Then what you can do is you can find a day, say, for example, find a day, Wednesday or a Thursday, or a day when you know that your workload is less. And during that day, you allocate about 30 to 40 minutes, you know, or you allocate that time in the evenings when your workload is low, or probably you are in transit going from office to home. But of course, that means that you also have internet access on your phone. You can also download the Be Skilled app, and you can go through a lesson using your earphones or headphones, listen to a video, and then look at it later on. Some of the exercises that are there, you can do them when you have more time. So there are a lot of videos in the course that you can complete within 15-20 minutes. So you can complete one video lesson every day, and then when you have some more time, that's when you do your exercises, that's when you participate in the discussion forums, and you can do more. I would like to invite people to speak here, uh, to ask or to tell us what other learning barriers that you face, and if you have figured out any possible solution. I would also ask Ahmed here, because Ahmed has gone through multiple courses now on our platform. Ahmed, what kind of strategies you used to make sure that you complete the courses on time? Ahmed, if you can hear me. Yeah, Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed, can you hear me? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, Sanjay. Do you call me?
Yeah. I was asking, Ahmed, can you also uh, tell everyone how you found time? Because I know you do a lot of things. So how did you find time to complete the courses on time?
Okay. Good. Good. This is 4 p.m. in Nigeria. Good evening, everyone. So, actually, time is a very important factor in our daily activities. We have to balance between our career, our family, and our learnings. So, B-skill give you the opportunity to learn and continue to build your capacity while you are working at a very considerate amount. So, what I do is that I utilize my weekends because I don't go to work Saturdays and Sundays. So, I utilize my weekend. Saturdays, I wake up like in the morning, 8 to 9, and I study from 9 to 12. So I use the opportunity to go through my dashboard, do my assignments, and the rest. If I'm unable to finish, I also use my Sundays in the evening. After resting, I use my Sundays. So all in all, you find out that I put aside at least 8 hours every week for my supply chain studies on B skill. So 4 hours on Friday, on Saturday, or 6 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday. And also sometimes if I close from work and I'm not tired, after 8 p.m. I log in my dashboard and I go through and do my assignment and read and also learn other things. I don't know if this is helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is very helpful, Ahmed. I think this is a you've given a good strategy for anyone who's part of online learning. I would also like to hear from someone else. Like, I think Derek, you have unmuted yourself. If you want to talk about a learning barrier, or would you like to talk about a solution that you have used? Derek, are you trying to speak? Okay, maybe not. Anyone else who would like to talk about a learning barrier? I know you have in the poll, you've talked about motivation. I will come to that. But if anyone would like to talk very specifically about anything else that they have faced very quickly in the next 2 to 3 minutes before we move forward.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Ebun. Good afternoon,
Or
Ebun.
good,
How are you doing?
yeah. Well, actually, we can schedule the time, but to us here, we normally have power cuts. Mhm. So the day that we have light is the day that we can be able to do something, to read our notes, our extra materials, and also for prepare for the quiz. So it's
Hmm.
not easy for us here. If maybe you can detect delays in our work, that's one of the factors. We are having problem with electricity.
Yeah.
So, but we manage in between to be able to finish on time. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much, Ebon. No, that's very helpful. I know there are lots of external factors like lack of electricity. Sometimes internet can also be a barrier.
yeah,
So I think there is a need to for all of you to figure out what are those times when you have electricity, when you have internet, so that you can prepare your weekly calendars. Because the course is designed in small bursts of learning, grouped together, so you can do small things every day, and then probably when you have more time you can look at everything and revise. So that would be one of the ideas that I will give anyone. Anyone else who would like to talk about a barrier or a possible solution that they have found?
Hello,
Yes. Hi, Paul.
how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Over to you.
Yes, no, I'm well. On my side, I did try to go through all my courses. I'm on assessment, the last assessment. But what I can see is there is some timing on those questions, 30 minutes timing for answering questions. So you see that you have to think. So you found that we are not really responding on the 30 minutes, sometimes it's expired, and then I'm still struggling. I tried like 4 times now, but I'm not reaching the requirement percentage on that assessment.
Okay,
So I don't
let
know
me
if how we
let
can assist
me
for the timing
yeah,
on the assessment.
yeah, let me give you some more ideas on that. So
Yes.
first of all, the timing on the assessment is there because that is the requirement to get a CPD certificate. That is
Okay.
uh, been told to us by our accreditation partner that every assessment must have a realistic timer. So Shreya,
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, but we did we not change the timer to 40 minutes, or is it still 30 minutes?
Okay. Okay. I'll try my best to
So we will
achieve that.
check again. I thought we had
Yeah, we'll
agreed.
check once.
We'll
Yeah.
check again. I think we had discussed with our partner and we had requested them to increase to give 10 more minutes. We will check if that has been implemented or not. Number two, um, the
10
first
plus.
time when you do the
Yes.
assessment, the first time when you do the assessment, do not worry about the time. Go through all the questions, whether you see whether you get them right or wrong. Once you go through the
Okay.
assessment, you get an idea what kind of questions are being asked. Okay, so you have to be a bit more patient and you have to think about all the modules that you have gone through, and we
Mhm.
always recommend everyone to spend 4 or 5 hours to revise what you have gone through before you do
Mhm.
one more attempt. So do not do the attempts one by one. Okay, do an attempt,
Okay.
look at the questions, whether you are right or wrong, whether you pass it or not. But before you do it the next time, go through the course once again, because all the questions are from the lessons in the course. Okay.
Okay.
So if you do a quick revision of the course, when you see the questions next time, I'm sure you will be able to get the right answers. But if you are not able to finish in the attempts which are provided there, please reach out to Shreya. We have provisions of giving additional attempts to everyone. Okay, because we want you to complete the course fully. Okay.
Thanks, sir. Thanks. Right.
Okay. Excellent. Abba Malam, do you want to contribute something?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
please go ahead.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Abba Madam Kadek. I'm one of the three performers on this field on supply chain for health. So I want to ask something regarding supply chain for health.
Sorry, Abba, we're
My
not able to hear you very well. You have to be a bit louder.
okay. I want to share something regarding supply chain for health.
Okay.
As I see the challenges that we are facing on supply chain for health, I'm from Nigeria, in Nigeria. So Nigerian healthcare supply chain face numerous significant challenges that severe impact the availability and accessibility of essential health products. So these challenges are multifaceted. Hello, do
Okay,
you hear
Abba,
me?
I'm not able to hear you well. So what I will suggest is Shreya, please reach out to Abba Malam after the call and
Uh,
ask exactly what the problem he is facing, and then we can resolve those issues. Okay, please note it down and send it after the meeting. Okay.
yes.
Sorry, Abba, we are not able to hear you, so we will reach out to you after the call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello.
Another issue that was noted in the poll was lack of motivation. So motivation, you have to find a purpose on why you are trying to go through this course. If your purpose is to have better skills that will elevate your expertise in the field, or your purpose is to get a
Do you hear
certificate.
me?
Okay, Abba, I have to move on. I'm sorry. But we will get back to you to answer your question after this session. I'm so sorry, but I have to move on so that I can complete the session on time. But we will definitely get back to you after the session. Thank you so much. So you have to find a purpose for this course. The purpose can be to become an expert or to get a certificate so that you can get a better job, or the purpose could be to help you fine tune some workplace issues that you're facing. So if you find the right purpose, then you will not feel lack of motivation while going through the course. The courses are very practical for supply chain professionals and specifically for professionals who are working in the health sector. So if you find your purpose, that will help you with the lack of motivation, if at all it's there. Okay. But I think it's good that you talked about some of your barriers. Some barriers are internal, some barriers are external. There are always ways to address those barriers. And if anytime you feel that there is certain things are not working for you, you are always welcome to reach out to us, whether to Muskan, to Shreya, or to myself. Our email IDs, our WhatsApp numbers, WhatsApp groups are always open to you to send us any queries, any issues that you're facing, and we will try our best to resolve them. Okay. Now, let's understand some key terms related to quantification, because this is one area which a lot of you should be involved in. And there are a lot of confusions in this area. And we, as health professionals, a lot of time we don't do our quantification well. That means we have to start from the basic to understand what certain things mean. So let's start with supply plan. Can someone tell me what supply plan is? And of course, I can tell you what supply plan is, but I would like to hear from you what supply plan means. Who can tell me what supply plan is? Anyone? No? Okay, let me start with supply plan. Maybe you will know the next term. So supply plan is what is created once you forecast all your commodity or product needs, and you want to know when a product is needed, where, in what quantity. So generally, a type of supply plan, a sheet, a very simple sheet, so to say, which has the name of the products, their quantities, how much they are needed, when they are needed, and where they are needed. This information is sent to procurement teams so that they can plan the procurement of products. Okay. So,
Hello, good afternoon.
yes. Hi, good afternoon, Amaka. You want to talk about supply plan?
I just want to add something to what you said. I want to add that supply plans are also developed depending on several factors like funding, lead
Yeah,
time, distribution processes, and stock levels.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. Supply plans must consider the amount of funds available, and of course, the stock levels, and the lead times as well, which is correct. All this is part of the five things that I said. Uh, how much quantity is needed is determined by the min max stock levels. How much to procure will depend on the budgets. Where they are needed, when they are needed, are also dependent on lead times, budgets, and transportation logistical factors. So you're absolutely right, Amaka. So this is supply plan is this compilation of all these information with respect to making products available at the last mile. Because products in generally in our health systems would come from suppliers who are not always within the country. They generally go through customs, through ports, to the central warehouse, sometimes to provincial warehouses, and then probably to the hospitals and the health facilities. So that's why we need supply plans even more than a private sector pharmacy who is getting their supplies from a local manufacturer or a local wholesalers, which as public professionals we not always are able to. But even for a private pharmacy or a privately funded clinic, supply plans are needed. Theirs are designed slightly differently than for the public sector. Okay, let's move. Next is consumption data. Can anyone tell me what is consumption data? This is a simple one.
Yes, can I say something?
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Ebon Cole first.
Yeah, yeah. Consumption data is actually the quantity dispensed during a period of the month. At the end of the month, what that is consumed in the facility is captured under quantity dispensed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Amaka, you wanted to say something? Please go ahead.
Yes. Just to add to that, it just simply means, I think, my own understanding, the rate at which items are being used up at a definite period of time.
Sorry, say again. Your voice
I said,
cut off a
yeah,
bit.
so I think it's just simply the rate at which items are being used up at a
Okay.
particular point in time.
Okay. All right. So Amaka, so see, this is the definition that you said or the meaning that you proposed. Uh, this is very common within the development sector. However, what Ebun said is actually more accurate. So, what generally we say in the development sector is about usage, being used, So, usage can also be defined as the amount of products which were issued, say, from a district depot to a health facility. They can also call it as usage, but that's actually not consumption data. The real consumption data is the usage by the beneficiaries, which is the patient. So if you say usage, you have to add patients with it, because the real consumption data means the amount of products which were dispensed, what Ebun said. So when you have the real dispense to user data, That is your real and highly accurate consumption data. A lot of times, why our forecasts are wrong? Because we are using issues data from our district depots or our regional warehouses, because we do not have any tracking mechanism of how or like what amount or what is the amount of product being dispensed at a facility or a hospital. So we are using proxy data to do our forecast. But that is not consumption data. Consumption data is what is dispensed. Okay. So this is very important, and I hope you keep in mind. Yes, Kelechi dispensed to user data. Interesting term, but that is the real consumption data. What is dispensed to the user? Okay, very important. Keep in mind. Okay, next. Next is a procurement plan. Now, you may realize, okay, supply plan was there, then what is a procurement plan? Can anyone tell me the difference between procurement plan and supply plan? And what exactly is a procurement plan? So what is a procurement plan? Anyone? Okay, let me talk about it then, because this is a bit difficult. So procurement plan is derived after a supply plan is created. However, when we talk about procurement plan, the overall plan starts with your forecasts. So procurement plan is much bigger, but a key input to create a right procurement plan is your forecast and your supply plans. So a procurement plan means an overall plan to procure and supply the products to the beneficiaries. So in supply plan, what we are only doing is identifying the forecast and adding some more components like budget, lead time, uh, stock availability, min max, stock on hand, those kind of stuff. Now, once that is done, the procurement team gets a report that, okay, this much amount of products needs to be procured. Then they have to create another plan on top of it, that how are they going to procure those products. Do they have existing contracts with manufacturers, distributors, suppliers? They the orders, or they would have to go through a full bidding process, or whether they can go and buy certain products directly from a supplier without any bidding. So all that planning has to be done once a year, or sometimes even more frequently, depending on the product type or a product category. That is what is called procurement plan. So procurement plan is managed by procurement teams, procurement officers or contracts officer. They have to work hand in glove with the forecasting team or the quantification team to make sure that they do their job well, so that the procurement officer knows how much to procure, when are the supplies needed, when are the products needed, and from where to get it from. Okay. So overall, a bigger picture, is procurement plan. Procurement plan cannot be developed unless a supply plan is in place. Okay. There are some organizations where these terms can be used interchangeably as well. Okay. But what we're trying to tell you here is that there are two types of plans which are needed within supply chains. One plan is needed to figure out when and where products are needed at what quantity. And the second plan talks about how will you get those products, from where, which suppliers, what method. That is what procurement plan is. Some places it is everything is under a supply plan. In some places everything is under a procurement plan. Okay. But there are two different components to it. So that is what we're trying to tell you. Okay, next term is forecast reconciliation. Anyone knows what a forecast reconciliation is? Anyone who's gone through the forecasting and quantification module should know that. Anyone who knows what a reconciliation is? Can you tell us? Okay. Uh, okay, I'll go. So what happens with forecasting is that a lot of time we don't have the right data, you know. So say if we are preparing our forecasts using consumption data, maybe we don't have consumption data is not fully accurate. So what we have to do is we have to reconcile that forecast which we have prepared using the consumption data using a forecast developed with some other set of data, like a service data or a demographic data, or a surveillance data, and then see how are these forecasts, do they match? Is there some sort of a variance? Which data is more accurate? So if one data is more accurate, you gravitate towards that result more, or you can take some sort of an average between the two results that you have got. Sometimes you do it three times. You do triangulation. You prepare a forecast with consumption data. Since you also have service data, you do it with the service data, and you can also do it with a surveillance or a demographic data. And then you see three-way comparison. You do three-way comparison, and you see what is the right answer for you. Because see, forecasts are never accurate. Forecast will never be accurate. The only thing that you can do is be as close to the reality as possible. Okay, so that's why reconciliation is important. So if you prepare a forecast, you know it is going to be wrong. Your job is to make sure that it is less wrong, rather than more. So that's why reconciliation is done, so that you are a bit more closer to reality. Okay, next, issues data. We talked about it. So anyone who want to tell me what an issues data is? Issues data. What is an issues data and why it is important? Yes, Ebon.
Yeah, issues data is actually the supply that you give to a particular unit to manage, to give to the patient, maybe in the wards or outpatient or even in the labs. But they have a register that on daily basis, like in Sierra Leone, we have this daily dispensary register. So what is being given to the patient is actually the consumption data. Then what is issued is what is supplied to the unit
Yeah.
or the facility at a given point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's correct. Anyone would want to define it in a different way, in a slightly broader way? Okay, so Eben, you are absolutely right. So issues data generally is what a higher level entity would issue to a lower level entity, but that higher level entity is not dispensing that product. It is just issuing it. So like you said, say in a hospital, say in a large hospital, there is a big pharmacy. That pharmacy not only caters to the outpatients, but also caters to the say the operating room, say there is a small clinic, they also cater to that, and then something else. So the pharmacy, when it is dispensing the product directly to the patient, that is consumption data. But when the pharmacy is issuing the product to a different unit within the hospital, that is actually issues data. That is not consumption. Consumption will happen once the product is dispensed or used on a patient. So similarly, when say a regional warehouse or a district depot, it issues the products to the health facility, that is an issues data. Okay, that is not consumption data. A lot of time that data is used as consumption data, but that is wrong. Okay, so issues data does not mean that the entire product has been consumed. Maybe less product are consumed, maybe more product is consumed, and there is a stock out, but we won't know until we look at the consumption data. CYP factor, this is a slightly difficult one, but it features in the course. Anyone remembers what is a CYP factor? It is very important when doing forecasts of family planning products. Can anyone Tell me the full form of CYP. Okay, it doesn't seem like that. It's a bit difficult one. CYP means couple years of protection. So I'm writing it on the chat as well. Couple years of protection. Okay. So couple years of protection means that for contraceptives, how much of a contraceptive is needed in a year to prevent a pregnancy? And the factor varies depending on the type of contraceptive. So for condoms, the CYP factor is different. For oral contraceptive, it is different. For medroxyprogesterone injection, it is different. It is 4, for example. And for implants, it is different. So it is different for each type of contraceptive, because the underlying basis is that what is the amount of product needed for a couple, like a husband and wife, to avoid pregnancy for 1 full year. So that's why it's called couple years of protection. Okay, there is more in the module 4 of the course about CYP. Okay. Next is mean average percent error. And this is very specific to forecast accuracy. MAPE, mean average percent error. It's a metric to understand forecast accuracy. So generally, when we say, for example, that our forecast was 20% wrong from the actual consumption, that means that our forecast had a 20% mean average percent error. So this term is used in forecast accuracy. So forecast accuracy is very important because every time you create a forecast, you need to also compare it with the actual consumption to see how accurate your forecast was. Next is simple lead time. Very simple. I think the simplest here. What lead time is. And we will do it quickly because I want to ask Ahmed to come on screen and talk about CPN. So very quickly, what is lead time?
Yes.
Yes, Ahmed.
During procurement, the time that lapses between the time of requesting and to the time that is delivered
Yeah,
to the country,
yeah,
which needs
absolutely.
them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kelechi, you have a different definition. I think you were trying to speak.
Well, not exactly. I just wanted to say that not just when it's delivered, but when it's available for utilization.
Yeah.
Could that be a little different?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the different ways of defining lead time, but the simplest and the most generic is the time from being something is ordered until the time when it is available for use. Exactly like you said. That is lead time. Now, the part about availability for use is it's a bit debatable, you know. So that's why we don't talk too much about it, because in different context it may mean different. Sometimes and you're right, it should be when it is available for use, because sometimes a product can come but it is expired. So while the lead time was less or whatever the more, but if it is not available for use, then there is no point. But in very simplest terms, lead time is the time between when something was ordered versus something when it was delivered. Okay, that is lead time. And I think there's a one last, if I'm not wrong. No? Yeah. And the last one is pipeline. I will quickly talk about it. So pipeline is pipeline of orders. So say you are ordering products and you are ordering different product categories in different points of time. So if your order has been accepted and it is in the process of coming to you, that is your pipeline. So for a national entity, the pipelines are much longer because there are multiple suppliers, multiple products. For a pharmacy or for a health facility, the pipeline is shorter because the products are coming from less distance and less products are coming. Okay, but that is what pipeline means. Now, very quick. Okay, there is average monthly consumption. I think everyone knows average of consumption every month. If you do it, take it an average. that becomes your average monthly consumption. So it takes into takes into account your monthly consumptions over a long period and taking an average of it. Um, Let us do a quick quiz before I invite Ahmed. So Shreya, can we do a quick quiz?
Yes.
Yeah. So there is a quiz going to be on your screen. It's a quiz, it's not a poll. So there is a right answer. You have to match, I think, Shreya, once it is available, I will talk about it.
Yeah.
Any problem? I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, on your screen. So you have to go into a drop down box and select the right answer. So using morbidity data and treatment regimen when when consumption data is not available, when historic consumption data is consistently available, or when consumption data is erratic and a secondary validation is needed. Using consumption data is best when consumption data is not available. Same options. Okay, so you have to select out of the three. Because it's like a match the following quiz. The reason why we're doing it so that I can explain to you when different types of data can be used in the best possible way. Okay, so while you're doing that, I will explain it very quickly. So you use consumption data when your consumption data is available, it is correct, and you have a bit of a large subset of consumption data like 6 months, 12 months. Don't use consumption data when it is very less, because then what happens is it does not take into account for seasonalities and any issues that may have happened during a full 1 year, for example. Use morbidity data and treatment regimen when either your consumption data is not available, okay, or when consumption data is erratic or you need a validation. So use morbidity data, treatment regimen, and demographic projections when these two things are happening. Either that consumption data is not available or you need a secondary validation. Generally, for validation purposes, demographic data, demographic projections are the best. Okay. But when consumption data is just not available, you need a different type of data. And that can be morbidity, which is surveillance data, and using the treatment regimen for a product or a condition. Okay. Shreya, can we see the result? Oh, I'm not sure how to analyze this. uh, I'm not sure how to analyze this. Okay, that was not the best feature on Zoom. I'm sorry, but I think you get the point what I'm trying to make. Okay, so there is a use case for using different types of data for forecasting. Okay, this is what we were trying to tell you. I think now I would like to invite Ahmed. Ahmed is a CPN member, Certified Professionals Network. And Ahmed, I want you to talk about your journey with BSkilled, your role as a CPN member, and then if people would want to ask any questions to you, they can ask. Ahmed?
Okay, thank you, Sanjay. Good evening, everyone. As Sanjay rightly introduced me, I'm Ahmed Nanjuma, a pharmacist from Nigeria. So I work with Society for Family Health as the project supply chain advisor or project supply chain lead. So we work across 10 states of Nigeria to ensure commodity security of HIV, medicines, and consumables. So I joined B-Skill. I started with CLC1, collective learning course. After finishing one, I enjoyed it. I learned, I network with people around the globe. And immediately I also joined CLC2, where I learned a lot about supply chain, quantification, forecasting, downstream, and other technical issues in health supply chain management. So one of the important lessons I learned with B-Scale in my CLC1 and CLC2 is the use of data in supply chain. It actually motivated me to ensure that we have data visibility in my project. So we work across 10 states and we don't have any inventory management system. As you all know, in Nigeria, our warehouses have WMS, which is called M Supply, but most of our facilities don't have an inventory system. So after my course with B-Scale, I designed a Google Sheet where we capture a Google Sheet tracker where we capture our stock at hand and expire date across the field. So by doing this, we reduce out of stock minimally. We had minimal out of stock, and we had minimal out of stock, and we also avoid expiries. So after finishing CLC1 and CLC2, I was opportune to join the Certified Professional Network of B-Skill. In the CPN network, there are discussion forum where we have members across the globe who share their experience in health supply chain management. We have members, we share experience, we discuss, and also we have access to webinars and other things. So let me summarize my gains while joining B-Scale and also completing CLC1 and CLC2. So one, I learned technical skills, just like I've said, tech for forecasting, quantification, and the rest. Two, I was able to build my network across the globe with head supply chain professionals. And three, there's one another important thing I learned from B-Skill. I learned the supply chain, public health supply chain systems in Nigeria. So I was surprised. B-Skill is not an indigenous organization in Nigeria. Let me say Africa. B-Skill, I think, originated from India and maybe UK. But it baffles me the way they understand our supply chain system, even more than us that have been working in Nigeria or Africa for years. So while studying with B-Skill, I came across research papers and Nigerian public health supply chain design, which I was not even opportune to see as an expert in supply chain in Nigeria. Also, not only Nigeria, I also learned about public health supply chain system in Africa and also low and middle income countries as well. So this actually helped me have this system thinking approach and problem thinking approach in the supply chain that I work. Then also, just like I've said, I learned the use of digital skills while learning from this skill. And then lastly, which to me and to most of my colleagues in the public health supply chain is career growth. So I heard Sanjay saying something about motivation. Some people lack motivation while doing the courses. So once we find ourselves in this niche, I think is a very important niche or area in public health that is short in manpower, in skilled manpower. You can see that in a country there are short manpowers that are expert in quantification, forecasting, even distribution, and warehousing. So that should be our motivation. Let us build our knowledge so that we can bridge the gap in our country, in Africa, and in the world as a whole. So by learning from B skill, completing CLC1 and CLC2, I have built my skills in supply chain. And in my project currently, any supply chain issue, they get across to me for advice, for my technical advice. I can assure you that I have done a lot of courses in supply chain, but when I was enrolled into B skill course CLC1 and CLC2, I found out that there's something with B skill courses. They are very precise, straightforward, and you have an opportunity to engage with experts in supply chain. Like in Nigeria, I engage with Dr. Okafor, who these are experts that have been working in Nigerian supply chain, Africa supply chain for over 30 years. Oguche, who's also an expert with UNFPA, and other experts that come to lecture us while we are carrying out our online courses. Unlike other courses that you just be allowed to watch videos and go on with your courses. In these skill courses, you have an opportunity to interact, a Zoom call with experts, where you can ask live questions and directions. So by having this, we're all guided and we have directions. And as a B-Skill alumni or certified professional network member, I have the privilege to ask questions to my colleagues or to our technical team about the challenges I have in my supply chain environment. Also, one thing I want to say to young professional is those of us that are not fully into the public health supply chain, B-skill courses are opportunities for you to actually learn and have the certificate. I know Nigerians or Africans, we love certificates. I don't blame us. That is the only evidence we show to our employers that we're actually good and we can actually do our work. But apart from certificate, we need to also learn the skills. We should learn the skills, the data skill, the warehousing skills, and management. So when we're opportune to finish our CLC1 and CLC2 courses, we shouldn't forget to add it to our CVs. It's very important. With CLC1 and CLC2 alone in Nigeria, I think we can in Nigeria or Africa, we can learn supply chain career job at advisor or even manager level because it's broad, deep, and technical. So they give you skills, they even give you materials. So this skill give you materials to read, they give you research papers. So with this, you can go to every length you want to be and become anyone you want to be in the public health supply chain setting in Nigeria or Africa as a whole. So I advise us to take our courses serious. CLC1, CLC2, CLC2, 3 is also ongoing, and CLC4.
Thank you so much, Ahmed, for these kind words. Please know that Ahmed has not been paid to say all this. He has come here voluntarily. He has been a great champion of supply chain in the country, in Nigeria, and we really value Ahmed's words. But to put it in context, whatever Ahmed is saying, we have heard from many others who have completed our courses. There are even examples where people have got better job opportunities as well. So I would not take too much of time. Please ask any specific questions that you may have from Ahmed. And then there are some information about how to join the Certified Professional Network, what is the value of the CPD certificate. Those things Shreya will explain in the end, because unfortunately I have another workshop which I have to do. So I will take your leave. But I'm really, really happy that with each learning lab, we are gaining more people who would want to hear and learn together. And if there are any questions that you have for Ahmed, please don't hesitate to ask, and Ahmed will respond to them. I wish
Sorry,
you
my
all.
network is bad. I'm back.
Okay, no worries, Ahmed. I'm just asking people to ask questions if they have from you, or otherwise, Shreya will take the next few slides because I have to go and do another workshop. So thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Over to Shreya and over to Ahmed. Thank you so much, Shreya.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for speaking and sharing your experience with everybody. It has always been a pleasure to even work with you as a Be Skilled ambassador and as a CPN ambassador now. The other members who are currently going through the courses or who are our CLC1 alumni, any questions you might have for Ahmed? Since he has already done CLC 1 and 2, he would be the right person to even speak about any challenges that you all are facing. So, over to the members. Any questions you might have, you may directly unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
So
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, hello. I had to quickly come in if I get busy again at work. So I will have a comment to make. I'm deeply grateful Haruna. I might not know him in person, but I got to know of CLC1 through his post, and I'm happy to also join his community on WhatsApp. So for relevant information on supply chain. So back to what I want to say. So I want my comment is that I'm actually looking to pivot to supply chain management. I'm a pharmacist with some years of experience. So for people like us that are new to most concepts apart from what we learned in school, learning on the platform can be, how will I put it, can be like, I feel for people, when in your discussion sections, you ask some kind of questions that make it be like you have to have practiced first for you to engage in the discussion. So for people like us, I'm not so sure of how we can navigate that. Because so for me, what I usually do, I try to apply to my clinical practice as a pharmacist and not necessarily as a public health expert. So that's my comment. So if anything can be done for people like us to, or am I mistaken if the CLC one is not for people that want to pivot to the supply chain career?
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you, Madam Amaka. So, the first course, that is the Collective Learning Certificate Part 1, it is especially designed for professionals who might just be starting out in the supply chain sector, or who might have like a few years of experience. This is also a very good course for people who are coming from different fields and who want to switch careers. So, in that sense also. So if you're going through all the modules very carefully, you're engaging in discussions over the Hive platform, the group that you all have, right? The community classroom group, or also through peer-to-peer learning, which is the model of CLC1. The learning process should become easy to manage, if not like complete easy. And also these sessions which we are organizing on a bi-weekly basis, that is based on a set of modules. For example, the first live session that we had 2 weeks back, that was based on the first three modules of the CLC1 course. And now this session was based on the next three modules of the course, right? The module number 4, 5, and 6. Again, the next time we are going to meet after 2 weeks, that session would be specially designed for people who would like to go back to modules 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I hope these live sessions too will it's also going to support you to learn better, to improvise better. As you know, Sanjay, our expert trainer from the course, is joining us live, right? So I hope that helps and answers your question. But yeah, thank you for posing that. In case you face any issues in understanding any concepts or anything, you can always reach out to us, to me, to Ahmed, to Muskan, anybody in our team. Okay. And any other questions anyone might have for Ahmed or for me? You may please unmute yourself and speak. All right. I mean, in between the slides, if you might have any question, you may raise your hand and you can ask me. And for any technical questions as well, if left in the course, which you'd like to ask, you may maybe drop it in the chat box, and maybe Ahmed can take it, or I will inform Sanjay about it, and he will reach out to you over email. And for any technical queries you might have related to the course, what's next after CLC1, how we can help you in your career, such type of questions, I'm here to support you in that. So I'll maybe take you forward in the slides. So the next is the buddy spotlight that we started last week. Sorry, the last time we spoke in this session, we also introduced the buddy spotlight session, where the attendees were paired into a system of two, and they exchanged their email addresses and they connected on the Hive platform, and they did connect with each other. To do the course together, because peer-to-peer learning, that is a very good way. So at this stage I would also like you all to drop down your email addresses, your names, and where, if you have the information of where you are in the course right now, like which module, if you have any type of detail related to this, you may share it in the chat with us, and we can then do a live pairing. And over the next 2 weeks, you both can, as a pair, work together. And the next time we speak, you can tell us about what's the status, like where you are
But
currently.
now, I'm sorry, please, what did you say we should type on the group chat? What details should we provide?
Yeah, so if the last time you all, any of you who did not participate in the session, the Buddy Spotlight allows you to find a pair for yourself, and you both can then follow the CLC1 course together. So, if you would like to participate, kindly drop in your full name and your email address. And if you know which module number you are at in CLC1 in the chat, if not, you may kindly drop in your email addresses and your full name. We can then move forward to do the pairing, and the pair is going to study together for the coming 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, last time these were the pairs that were made. If any of the pair or any of the member, which the ones you can see on the screen, is there in the class today, you may kindly unmute yourself and let us know if your pair did the study. Okay, Madam Mamaka has dropped her details. Madam Amaka is in module number 4. Anyone else who would like to pair up, you may kindly drop in your details in the chat box, even if you're just starting out with the course. Okay, that would be
I'd
good.
like to ask, please, does this course have a deadline?
From the start date, from the date you were enrolled, you have 6 weeks to complete the course. Okay, and if
What
in
if we
case,
can't complete it for 6 weeks?
yeah, if you're not able to conclude in the 6 weeks given period, you may reach out to me or to Muskan, and we can maybe help you out with an extension. If you would like to complete the course, we would love to do that. Right?
Via
So,
email? Sorry,
uh,
is it via email?
sorry, I did not get you. Can you go again?
Is it through email? Is it through emails? We should reach out to you.
Yeah. You may drop us a message through email or through WhatsApp. I may drop my uh, contact details in the chat box. If you miss the deadline, you can reach out to me, and I'm going to resolve your query. I'm going to help you with an extension. Okay. Because for us, if you have started with the course, we would love if you could complete the course as well. Okay, no, it's not, Mr. Kamara, it's not any module or course specific. This is course in CLC1. Any module you are at, if you'd like to do it in pairs, kindly drop in your contact details, your email address, and your full name. Okay. So, I mean, while we collect the other emails from the members, let us move forward. Yeah, so this says exactly that. You may drop your level, your details in the chat box, and we are going to connect you all together. Okay. Kindly, the other members also requested to drop in their email address and their full names if they'd like. They are currently doing the CLC1 course, and if they would like to get into the peer-to-peer learning. That's a very effective way of learning. Moving forward, let me also take you through at the end of the course what you get. So once your CLC1 course gets over, you would be issued a CPT certificate. You will get the access to that. You will get eligible. So once your course is over, our team is going to reach out to you and we are going to tell you the steps of getting your certificate. This certificate is globally recognized, and I mean, Sanjay was speaking about this, that with certificate, people were also able to get better jobs. It did help their profiles. It did help them in their career. So this a certificate is a good thing to have. And also you will have the option to start with CLC2, which is the next step. And as Ahmed also mentioned, we have CLC3 and CLC4 that launched this year. So we would also love you to be a part of that. So after CLC1, all these courses come in line. And once your CLC2 gets over, you get a direct entry to the certified professional network, which you can see in point number 2. So you don't have to pay for anything. It's a network, exclusive network, just for the alumni who have already gone through CLC1 and 2. um that is a space where all the alumni connect together. We have a lot of discussions happening there. A lot of opportunities are posted there, and a lot of premium course and material access is also given to the network. So it's a very good way of going further in in a network, like a network, and also to connect with peers. um and the last point, you can of course boost your career visibility with globally recognized credentials, which is the CPD certified certificates 1 and 2. CLC 3 and 4 courses are as well CPD accredited, so that is also a good option to then afterwards consider. So yeah, please complete your CLC1 course as soon as possible, and you will get an option to also get your certificate for that. That's the first step. Okay, a little bit if I'll speak about the certified professional network. Once you complete CLC1 and 2, you will be getting direct access to the CPN network, the Certified Professionals Network. You don't have to reach out to us. We will directly enroll you into the community. And you would be be getting different benefits, as you can see on the screen. Recognition and credibility. Yes, if you are a member of CPN, you also get certified. You would be getting priority access to our courses and to any type of skill workshops. We also love to showcase our members in global forums or in conferences. So CPN members are the one who get the consideration, because these are the members who also have the expertise in the subject, because they have completed CLC1 and 2, right? So yeah, you also get career and networking opportunities. Of course, we keep on posting career opportunities in the group, so it's a good network to be a part of. And we also have Ahmed along with other ambassadors who have joined us in recently. So yes, it's a very good space where you can connect with them as well and ask your questions. So keep learning, keep climbing. You have to complete one new module in the upcoming week. So the ones who are in module 4, we are expecting you to get to module 5. Who are just starting out, take some time and complete module number 1. You have to connect with your buddy. So I mean, we have your email addresses and contact details in the chat box. I can see many. So we are going to connect you all together. You have to visit the payment page if you are ready to upgrade and show off your skills on your resume and LinkedIn. So the ones who have already completed CLC1 can get their CPD certificate for CLC1, and they also have the option to now go to CLC. Okay, and yeah, the next learning lab date is announced, which is 24th of July. So on 24th of July, we all are going to meet again here. The buddy pairs are going to meet here. You all are going to tell us your experience. Um, the ones, so remember what module are you are at right now, and after 2 weeks when we meet again, please let us know what was your progress. And in tomorrow's progress report, we are also going to personally see that which member is where, right? Every Friday, we post a progress report on the Hive platform. So that is all for today. These are the contact details of the other community coordinator, Muskan. You may even reach out to her or to me if you are facing any type of technical issues as well. At this point, do you have any questions for me before we close the session?
Hello, Joshi.
Yes,
Hello.
Ahmed. Yeah, please
Yeah,
tell me.
mine is not a question. It's just an additional network discussion. I'm from Nigeria. I based in Nigeria, even though I've worked in Cameroon and Ghana. Uh, I just saw someone in this meeting from Nigeria. I don't know how we met, but he get across to me. He has an assessment, which I think I supported him. So this platform, actually CPN network, for those that completed CPN 1 and 2, is a platform for networking with supply chain professionals across the globe for support in your career or for guidance in seeking further guidance or career roles, maybe in job application, CV optimization, and even interviews. You just feel free to get across to your colleagues for guidance and support. So we're all learning so that we can grow. Thank you very much, Joshi.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Yeah, so definitely the community helps a lot, and like Ahmed is already supporting colleagues in different areas. So you all can also get this support from Ahmed, from the team, from the experts once you are in the CPA network. And for that, you have to complete the CLC 1 course and the CLC 2 course. So any other additions or questions, comments from anyone? No, so I hope you enjoyed today's session and you found it fruitful. Um, Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Tomorrow, we are going to share the details of the buddy pairs. Thank you for sharing your contact details in the chat box. We will connect with you all, and we will also share the resources from this particular session. Thank you. Have a good rest of the evening. Bye bye.